Hey, 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 we is live. Y'all, I'm trying to hype myself up today because the kid ain't feeling good.
Welcome to the show. But see, wine, it's like duct tape, it fixes everything.
Boom, bitches. And I got to get
Well,
my camera straight because I moved my little hanging in the background and it's not centered. But anyway, look what I got, y'all. I got me something to drink. I haven't been sipping with y'all lately. And so I was like, you know what? Even though I'm not feeling my best, let me wipe this condensation off. I was like, even though I'm not feeling my best, I'm gonna get down there and create a little something and make it do what it do. And y'all, this is actually pretty yummy. I'm gonna tell y'all what I made, okay? Because y'all know I
are
used to be a
those
bartender.
pineapples? Are those
Mango,
pineapples?
mango,
Mangoes. Okay.
yes. So y'all know I used to be a bartender when I was younger. So
Mm-hmm.
I like to just get in the little kitchen and create. So I took some frozen fruit, some mangoes and some strawberries instead of ice. I had some vodka in the fridge in a mason jar that a friend had gave me. I forget what flavor it is, y'all forgive me, but it was some type of flavored vodka that they had wanted me to try, and it's been in there forever. And I was like, I think I'm gonna take that out and try it. It might have been raspberry or something. I don't know, whatever. And then I added some fruit infused Canada Dry ginger ale, like one of their fruit splash flavors, and then a little splash of lemon, a little splash of lime, hey,
Hey.
and then a little mango syrup to add a little extra sweetness to it. And it's actually pretty tasty, a little bubbly, like a little seltzer. And yeah,
So
I'm
me,
feeling good.
I frequent wineries in different areas, and I
Okay.
actually went to a winery in North Carolina probably 4 years ago, and I forgot that I had this wine in there. It's a muscadine wine. It's called
Hey,
Queen
I like
Anita.
those.
Yeah, it is really, really good. I had forgotten about it. Um, so it was something different. I do have something I'm going to try soon. Well, I actually tried it last week because so how was your week before we get started and I tell you
But
where I tried this?
girl, it's only Tuesday.
No,
My
I
week,
mean your week. When I say your week, I mean from last Tuesday when we shut down to
I
this
know,
Tuesday when we showed back up.
I know. It's been a week. So in the past, well, and I say it's only Tuesday because it's just been a lot already. It's been good. I've had some amazing. So y'all know I do corporate trainings. I'm sorry, y'all. I might be moving a lot tonight because my back is really bothering me. My sciatic nerve is flaring up and
Flared
my
up.
back is hurting. Yeah. But y'all know I do corporate training. So I had some really good trainings. That's always a high point for me because I really enjoy that space. So I will say it's been a really good week on that note. It's always fun to just engage with people and see them learn, especially when I get to engage with different dynamics, different groups of people. You know what I'm saying? That
Right.
always is a highlight for me. That being said, yesterday was a little wonky only because it was, I think some of y'all may understand this and some of y'all, you may not. Context is everything. So some of y'all know that I am estranged from the bulk of my family. Like 90% of my family I don't have conversation with or relationship with. Um, just because I don't do toxicity. And so my cousin called me. She kept calling me and I knew something was wrong because she kept calling me. So I texted her and I was like, what's up? Because I'm training and I'm on camera, so I can't answer the phone.
Right.
And so she texted me back and was like, I don't really want to text this, but so and so passed. One of our cousins had passed. Older cousin, but one of our cousins had passed. And I was like, okay. So I had to keep a game face on, you know, um, and make it do what it do. It is what it is. When you're good at what you do, you make it do what it do. I mean, I don't want to sound robotic like that, but that is what that is. Um, and so Then I finally got a chance to call her back last night. Hey, Sean, not
Hello.
only had one cousin pass, but by the time I got on the phone with her last night, I found out, and I'm laughing, y'all, because it's just life.
That's
But
life
I
be
found out
life.
another cousin had passed, and so it was just a reminder for me of. But y'all hear me say this all the time. Like life is important. Life is a beautiful, beautiful experience, and we have to take it by the horns and make sure that we're loving the people that are important to us. And so it was just a reminder for me of, always being sure that I am intentional about loving the people that are in my circle, in my space, and the people that have access to me. You know what I'm saying? Um, I want to talk about that tonight if we get a chance, if it just comes up in the
Right.
conversation, because that was one of the things we talked about. One of our other younger cousins, she did mention, asked her, like, hey, is Jazz, does she want to talk to us? Like, can we talk to her? Is she all right? And my cousin said, I started to give them your information. Then I was like, because I know how you are. And I said, no, if they want it, you're welcome to share it. Like, I'm not going to bite their heads off. I love the people that love me. That's who I am. Like, if you come with bullshit, you're going to get my ass to kiss on a boundary. But if you
Right.
come with love, honor, and respect, I'm going to mirror that back. And you guys get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, if they come with that, like, fam, hey, if not. And
Right.
so, I think that's a big part of our personal power and our intimacy of self and relationships
Right.
is recognizing that kinfolk and blood don't always mean they need to have access.
Uh-uh. Uh-uh. And blood don't make you family.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I said it don't always mean they need to have access.
Right.
You understand? Because everybody that I grew up around used to think that, respect your elders, and we have to honor our family members and our parents. And a lot of people get hung up on that scripture reference, honor thy mother and thy father. And I'm gonna leave that there. you know,
Honor who deserves honor.
I honor who honors me. I'm gonna let that be that. Um, that's how my week went. How your week go, boo? And hey, Sean, how was
Okay,
your week,
so
sir?
let me catch up. So Friday I celebrated my boy Chuck.
Hey,
Um,
Chuck.
yeah, Chuck actually 1 year sobriety. So I celebrated. I went to he
Hey.
has a cigar bar up in Bethesda, and what he
Okay.
said was, he's not saying that nobody else can't drink around him. He just not drinking anymore. Right now, me and Chuck go back to high school, and I be flaking on Chuck. A lot of times I be like, okay, where y'all gonna be? All right, I come through. But he be like, it be far, man. I live in damn near Wakanda, and so it be far. It'd be far for me to go to his stuff. And so, but I made it a point to go last Friday, and he was genuinely surprised. And I got to see his sister, and I got to see my girl Kitra from high school too. So that was dope to see people I hadn't seen in a long time that was, that actually came through. So it was really, really dope. We all showed up for Chuck. And there was this bottle of oil they made for Chuck.
A bottle of oil. Okay.
They got a label. They especially made a label. They put a whole locker full in his. They filled his locker up, and it said Diddy oil. And it's we all we all we all got bottles and shit as a take home prize. And what I had told him, I said, Chuck, come on, man, let's do it for the gram. Go on and hold this for me. He said, you was a damn lie. You won't get a picture of me holding that shit.
Oh my God.
But it was all in all, it was fun. And then y'all know I've been in storytelling class. So I wrapped up my last class, but we graduated on the second. So We gotta like do our, last, like we have to actually perform.
Hey,
Um,
sure.
hey, sure. But yesterday I wrapped up with grief counseling. So
Okay.
my mom passed 13 years ago this coming Monday.
Mm.
But not only that, and I said this to the chaplain. It was not only that, it was the fact that also mourning relationships of people that are still here, but the relationship is not. Because people don't realize that you don't just mourn and grieve people that are gone. You need to grieve the loss of a relationship and the loss of, what it was, especially if there's longevity there and things like that. And sometimes it's a relationship you don't want to let go of, but you need to let go of because it's not healthy. It's toxic. And no matter how much you try to help somebody, you can't help anybody more than they want to help themselves. And so, again, that's why I said blood don't always make you family. And sometimes you have to cut people off because sometimes the only thing that made you hold on and tolerate their bullshit was blood. So, and that's all I got to say about that.
Well, Sean, how was your week?
It was too long and exhausting. I be working too much because that's all I do right now. So
Oh,
yeah, but I made it through. I'm here. So hey, it is what it is.
but
What
you
you
know
sipping
what?
on?
Oh, I'm just sipping on some first call. It's a whiskey.
Oh,
Okay.
that's what I wanted to tell you. There's a whiskey, Sean. I need to ask you because you're a whiskey boy. I need to ask you about this. It's a white whiskey. I had never ever seen a white whiskey before, but it's a Japanese whiskey that
Oh,
when I was at the cigar bar, so everybody BYOB at the cigar
Yes,
bar,
you have,
right?
because I showed y'all one a couple of months ago.
Was it the sir? Is it the Toki Suntory one whiskey or rather?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so
It's
this
made
one
in
is
Tennessee.
yeah, this was a Japanese one, and I was just like, ooh, and it was really, really smooth, right? So yeah, you've had that before because I know that's my whiskey connoisseur.
I'm not familiar with that particular brand, but I
Mhm.
have had Japanese whiskey, and yes, it is amazingly smooth. I do like it. It's just for their bottom shelf is to me it's a little more expensive because if I'm spending that
That's
kind of
the
money,
bottom shelf.
I
Oh Lord.
mean, yeah, generally when I
Hey,
see their
Sean.
see their their whiskeys because I'm looking at them all the time because like I said I brought one when was that actually New Year's. I wanted to try something different, so I copped a bottle, and it was cool. It was great.
Right.
And I only spent that kind of money because it was New Year's, so I was buying a couple of bottles, but you know, on a regular, if I'm spending $45, $50, I want something more than just they regular.
Right. Well,
No, there's the distillery I told you all about in the original distillery in Tennessee in Chattanooga. They have clear or a white whiskey. It's a cinnamon
oh,
flavor,
that's
and
right.
it's really good and smooth too. Yeah. But we got some topics to get into, y'all. So let's get to it. Okay. Let's
Yes,
let's
absolutely.
get to it. Hey Sean, hold on. You said yes, Japanese whiskey is nice, but that that price point is a bit above my budget.
Oh,
All
above
right
your
now.
budget. Well, at least you can admit it, honey, because some people would buy it anyway, not admit it was above their budget and be eating ramen noodles the rest of the month.
Listen,
Yeah,
what
nah,
y'all sipping on? As you join us, tell us where you coming from, what you sipping on, what you eating. And even if you're not sipping nothing alcoholic, it is all good. We're not promoting alcohol. We just want you to enjoy
Sure
your
not.
time with us. Drink water, drink juice, drink soda, drink whatever makes your soul
Just come
smile.
hang.
I am also eating some chocolate animal crackers. So, do what makes you feel good. Okay. What you sipping on, what you eating on. We got some interesting topics coming up for tonight. We're about to dive in. What I'm going to ask you guys to do is take a quick moment and help us to grow. I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the channel if you're so inclined. I'm going to ask you to like this video, and also click that share button, grab that link and share it out to all the people that you love. Because if you're not sharing, do you really like them? I mean, I'm just saying, do you really? Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's get to it. So I sent y'all 2 questions based on, hold on, Sean says Savannah in the mix sipping on some OJ and cooking some homemade burgers. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. I ain't cooked on the grill tonight too, yo.
What's in them burgers? Okay, what's in them burgers? Let me know. You got some onions, you got some green peppers. What you got in them burgers, Sean? What you got going on in them burgers? Okay. What you cooked on the grill, Gypsy? What you cooked on the grill, girl?
Girl, I threw some country ribs, country pork ribs, some chicken legs, hot dogs, hamburgers, and jalapeno bacon wrap jalapenos.
I was with you till you said the bacon wrap jalapenos.
Bacon wrap jalapenos, and then I have so my grill has a burner on it. So on the side, I was making my baked beans, and also one of my tricks. So Paris had hooked me up. Hey Dana, Paris had hooked me up, and one of the things that I had put inside of my barbecue sauce, I put whiskey in there. Okay. Now, I don't drink whiskey, but I drop whiskey in my barbecue sauce and cook with it. And I had onions, green peppers, and stuff like that. Like I had sauteed them first and then put them in my barbecue sauce. And I tell you, that mess was slamming. Hey. Enjoying y'all. And then I made some so with my baked beans, I also do a little something, and I ground beef, onions, green peppers,
yes,
barbecue sauce, honey, a little cayenne pepper, a little brown sugar, a little mustard. Yeah.
Yes, all that. Look at all with the baked beans, and I've been doing it ever since. All of that, and I hope he don't get me for telling, but all of that plus a little pineapple.
Yes. Wait a minute. No. Yes. When I was over in California, you know what? They do their meat. They actually put pineapple on top of their meat, and the pineapple juice drips on it. When I tell you that is the best grilled meat, is when you have pineapple juice dripping on it. Oh my God.
Yes. Hey Dana.
Hey Dana. Yes, the ever-changing hair.
Bell pepper, turkey on top. Yes. Hola. ¿Cómo está, Dana? Dana said, okay, Gypsy with the ever-changing hair. Okay, she coming on through, ain't she?
Yes, honey. I'm trying to come through, honey. I'm trying to catch me a little something.
Snap, crackling, motherfucking pop. Listen, right. Let me get to these topics. Okay, what is we talking about today? So I sent y'all 2 questions.
Yes.
Last week based on some stuff, because y'all know I'm always browsing just to see what's coming up, what people is talking about. And 2 things came up last week that I was like, okay. One, what do you do when you're blindsided and your spouse files for divorce? And that came up. So I was watching this post in this group, and y'all forgive me if I come across, I ain't gonna say forgive me because I am who I am, but y'all, it is
spit it out, girl.
Cause see, I be feeling like I be a little cold-hearted sometimes, but I do understand shit affects people differently. But so this lady was posting and basically saying her and her guy, they're married. I guess they went to therapy. I don't know, but they were trying to work on the relationship. Whatever happened, they agreed that they were gonna come together, and hey, we all in. We in this to win this, okay? Down like 4 flat tires, baby. And he went days later and filed for divorce.
So,
like after they had told all their drama, after they done poured their hearts out, and I feel like personally that was a setup. I feel like he allowed her to get vulnerable so she would tell all her whatever. He could find out anything she was holding back that he could use against her. And he was like, bet, say less. Let me go on and take this on down to the lawyer man and do what I do. And he had her serve a divorce papers. So she was crying her heart out like, y'all, what do I do? How do I fix this? Fix this? What the fuck? Girl, ain't ain't no fixing this shit. You need to go get the best attorney you can find and arm your ass and take him for everything he motherfucking worth, because he took you in your most vulnerable moment to get all your dirt and then go down there to use it against you. I know you fucking lying, talking about what can you do to fix it. And my problem is, this is where we as women go wrong and left, when somebody takes us down into the dirt and DDTs our ass in the mud, and we still be talking about what the fuck ritual and spiritual shit, and who can we go to and where can we go and how can we fix it. Fuck a fix it. Get your ass in some therapy, work on some self-worth and some value, and build yourself up and move the hell on.
That part.
And I'm not even saying find another man or woman or whatever. I'm saying work on your damn self until you feel better before you start dating. That's where I'm at with that. But what say y'all? Hold on, let me catch up on these comments real quick. Then I'm gonna kick it to y'all. Sure said yes to the pineapple. Dana said, talk about them delish barbecued shell crabs.
Oh yeah, I fried some crabs for Dana when she was here this summer. Yes, okay. Fried soft shell crabs. Yeah, I found this recipe, and my girl Dana, she loves some crabs, period. So we had both soft shell crabs, which were fried, and then we had the regular traditional crabs. But yeah, I've been trying out different stuff, and but let me tell you, Dana can cook. This is Miss Gourmet Chef herself. Like, she can cook. So you can't be coming to her with no half-ass shit.
So what I heard was, when I come visit y'all cooking for me, that's what I heard, y'all. Y'all hold
that part. That part.
Dana said, hola, sure. Sean said, the voice they telling him. Because listen, what you heard, listen, you better take your ass to therapy and work on your damn self, because ain't no fixing. Mm-hmm. That's right, Dana. Ain't no fixing. Jason Shorter said, if my wife up and left, okay, cool, I'm a damn near die hungry. I can't cook.
Well, at least you know. At least you know.
Let's be honest. Dana said, women, don't spill all the tea first. Wait, girl, listen. Mm-hmm. Hey, ladies, what's up, said?
What's up, said?
Deuces, peace out. That was a blatant, I do not want you. Listen.
Don't give nobody 2 times to tell you they don't want you.
He ain't got to tell you but one motherfucking time when he go file for divorce, okay? Dana said, oh, no, y'all behind. And then Dana said, I heard that too. Listen, yes, I'm trying to tell you. Because that's why I said, y'all forgive me if I be a little cold-hearted sometimes, but I ain't no damn what can I do. Ain't no shit. I'm just take your ass to therapy and move on.
Mm-hmm. I'm just finna tell y'all, Dana know. First of all, I knew I shouldn't have been with my ex-husband in the first place. And Dana know too. My circle know, but my circle tolerated. Right? But the thing is, after my ex-husband cheated, I'm going to tell you something that I've learned.
Yeah.
Once you've checked out of a marriage, mentally checked out, that's it. Y'all can go to therapy, try to fool yourself or whatever. I went on a cruise. We cruised like motherfucking roommates because I got bunk beds because I was not fucking. I wanted to see if I still liked him as a person. And I did it. The thing is when you stop liking somebody as a person, you might as well like Chuck the Deuces. And I'm going to tell you something. She knows that it wasn't working before. I mean, that's why they were in therapy. Right? Maybe she tried to fool herself into thinking that therapy worked. But a couple sessions and stuff is not going to fix a mess, right? And that's where I think people do themselves a disservice. That's the thing, is people try to do themselves a disservice and they try to force something that never fit in the first place.
Sean, edit your comment for me. I'm not quite sure. You said they thing is never put the blow, to be honest. I'm not quite sure I understand. Edit your comment for us, please.
Therapy doesn't fix a messed up moral compass. No, it doesn't. And that's the thing, though. But the other thing is that sometimes we go to therapy and think that we can force somebody to be what it is we thought they were in the first place.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
his representative left, and the real him showed up, and the real her showed up, and they realized they don't like each other. And since they don't like each other, they realize they shouldn't be together. You know, that was a bad question to ask, because for me, I was the blindsider. Because I was the one that went and found and snuck around and found out where he was staying at and had him served on a Sunday. You know how hard it got to be for you to serve somebody on a Sunday? Oh, yeah. I found somebody to serve him on a Sunday. He wasn't expecting it. He had been dodging them and all of that stuff for a year. Nigga, you don't want me, but you don't want to divorce me either. Get the fuck out of here. No, what you not finna do? No, he tried to like drag on, you know, try to make that 10-year mark. No, bitch.
Oh, I got you.
Not today.
He wanted that paycheck.
Yeah, that's my sister right there. Dana's my sister. She said, yes, ma'am. You know, I was thinking you might share. You grew from that, though. It took a minute to find yourself and heal, and the journey was beautiful. And it was more than just him. We've addressed our individual issues, trauma, etc., and heal. Emotional growth and maturity leads to wisdom. The thing is I went to therapy, and here I am. Like I shared with y'all, it's 13 years since my mom passed. But what I didn't share with y'all is I never went to grief counseling. See, my mother was terminal. And so when I found out my mother was terminal, it was like grieving every single day that she was still alive from the time we found out she was terminal. She died on Friday, and I was back at work on Monday. And so I never really like processed it. And then every October I struggle. October to February I struggle. When I tell you I struggle. And so this year, as part of my healing journey, because I've been in therapy all year, and as part of my healing journey, I wanted to learn how to grieve the loss of my mother, the loss of my relationships with people that are still here on this earth, but we can't have a relationship anymore.
Yeah.
Can't be in my life anymore because you're toxic, you're not healed, you don't want to heal, you want to have a pity party, and I can't. Pity is party at one because I don't attend. And so, you know, but I don't know. I think this year has been a turning point for me because one of the things that I shared, because we're in group grief counseling, and one of the things I shared, like a lot of people in the group just recently lost people. I've recently lost some people too, but the people that I recently lost were like classmates and stuff. Some of them a little younger than me, some of them the same age as me, and a couple of them a little older than me. But what they all had in common is they tested my mortality. Because I just started thinking, oh shit, we are in that age group where we are losing each other. See, when you're younger, you expect older people to die, but now we're the older people. Does that make sense?
Sure.
I mean, it does make sense.
But it's hard to admit you're the older people.
See, I guess I look at it differently because I've always I've never been afraid of death. I've never been afraid to die, and I've not, and to be honest, I've not had a lot of people in my inner circle pass. Right, like my grandmother when I was 29 was the first person in my innermost circle that died. And I had a lot of death around me. They just were not in my innermost circle. But I've just always had a different relationship with death. And so even now that I'm older and more people are dying, I still don't look at it that now that I'm older, I'm the older person, so more people are going to die. I just recognize none of us getting out of this alive. Like none of us are gonna escape death out of this body. None of us are gonna escape that part of the experience,
Right.
right? And so every time somebody dies, for me, it's just a moment of recognition, like, let me take this as an opportunity of remembrance to make sure that I'm being intentional with the people that are here that I love. Like I've only had one instance in all the people that I've known that have died that I've regretted her passing. And this was back in 2010. A friend of mine died, and she had called me, and she called me and I was busy, and I said, "Hey, I'm busy. Can I call you back?" And then she called another time, and I didn't get a chance to answer the phone. I think I wasn't feeling good or something. And then the next thing I knew, she was gone, like a week or two later. So I never got a chance to, talk to her. She died of suicide. Um, and so that was my only regret, was someone passing. And I had a lot of questions of, what if I had talked to her? What if I had answered the phone? What if, right? But then I had to come to terms with, I can't save anybody. I can't make a person choose to live. So I had to do my own work with recognizing that that was not my burden to
Survivor's
bear.
guilt.
Yeah. And so I had it really, no, let me not even call it that. It
That
was
is what they call it. When I mean, especially remember now, I'm military. That's what they call. That's what they call it. We have 22 a day that commit suicide. 22 veterans a day.
I understand what you're saying. I really do. But so for me, it was a different type of survivor's guilt. Okay. It wasn't about the suicide per se. For me, it was when she died, months later, I ended up in a coma. I was supposed to have died, like literally. I think she may have died earlier in the year. And that summer, July, I was in a coma. And they called my mom to the hospital and said, "Hey, you need to call your family." So my family ended up coming to the hospital to say goodbye. And everybody came to say their goodbyes. And I ended up rallying and making a full recovery, right? Because I was in organ failure. All my organs were failing. So to like the guilt that I felt was slightly different.
Why her and not you?
Right. That's why I said it was,
That's
but it
still
wasn't.
survivor's guilt, baby. That's
Well, it
still
was.
survivor's guilt.
There's some things that I'm not sharing, and I'm not going to go there because
Oh
it's
no,
not my
I
business.
got you. I got you.
Right. It was her business, not mine to share. But
Right.
that's why I said it was survivor's guilt, but it wasn't. Anyway, that being said, because I want to get back to our topic. That being said, I still look at death different, and I came to a point where I recognized, baby, that's not your guilt to carry. Let that shit go. Because if she really wanted to be here, and this is, and again, forgive me if this sounds cold-hearted or callous, because I don't want to diminish anybody that struggles with suicidal ideation or thoughts. I don't want to diminish anybody that struggles with mental health struggles or challenges or anxiety or depression by any means at all, right? But I came to a place of understanding that if she had desired to be here, then she would have found a way to be here. That was her journey, not mine, right?
Right.
So fast forward to now, anyway, here in my 40s, I've just come to a place where even though I'm older, I still don't look at it as I'm older now, people are going to start dying. I just look at it as death is a natural part of life. People die every day at 2 years old, 9 years old, 23, 38, whatever the case may be. And so death is a natural part of life. And I don't want us to get too heavy because we started off talking about relationships, and the next question was going to be about sex. So I don't want us to get too morbid and too heavy. This was supposed to be a little bit of a lighter show, but that being said, we have to remember that still everybody has their own journey, and when it comes to death and grief, I think it's one of those things that we really have to recognize. Everybody has to figure out how to navigate in their own way. There really are no words to ever figure out how someone else is feeling and to ever make it better. There really are no words. And I recently was talking about this with a couple of clients of mine that were experiencing miscarriages. And I said, what I really hate when people go through miscarriage is that bullshit that people say, well, it's okay, you can try again. It's okay, it was God's will. If you don't get the fuck out of my face before I snatch your motherfucking voice box out of your goddamn throat. Like, that's how it makes you feel, right? And then it's the argument between women that have had kids that have lived and died and women that have had miscarriages or had to birth children that didn't live, because whose pain is worse? Are y'all fucking kidding me? Y'all really sit here trying to measure on the scale whose pain is worse or whose grief is worse? Like we as humans really get lost in the bullshit sometimes. So my
like want to try to one up somebody. My grief is worse than yours because my grief was worse than yours because I lost my parents back to back. Get the fuck out of here.
Like, my challenge to y'all is just, figure out what death is to yourself. Figure out what grief is to your journey, and navigate it in a way that is most potent and powerful for yourself. Because none of us can define that for you, right? Like, therapy is a beautiful part of the journey if you allow it to be. And I say beautiful, but it's painful, it's ugly, it's uncomfortable, it's messy, but it also can be beautiful if you are open to it. You know what I'm saying? Because my grandmother passed in 2009, but she's very much still alive. She shows up to people around me sometimes to let me know she's still with me as well.
It scares the hell out of me. Sometimes I smell my mother's perfume and I'd be like, oh shit, what I do?
Yeah. Like,
because I know, right?
With us. Yeah. Right. So when we're open to it, they very much. And as a matter of fact, I didn't want my grandmother to come to me, and I was like, I ain't ready yet. She was like, oh, you gonna get this. And she started showing up to people around me. And when they started describing her, I was like, you got to be playing. So, I mean, death is not permanent if we choose to be open to how spirit is ever present. And
but I don't think that's what it is, Jazz. I don't think that's what it is. You know what I think it is? We grieve the loss of our sense of normal, what we deem as normal. I don't really think it's like the death itself. It's just that it's like us coming to the realization that our life as we knew it won't be the same again.
Absolutely. We grieve.
That's more so what it is. Because, like, girl, I ain't scared to die. I ain't scared of dying. I'm not really scared of people dying. It's just that every time someone dies, it changes my sense of normal. The other thing is that it changes my traditions and things, because my mother was the glue. So when my mother died, we don't do holidays and stuff like we used to.
But a lot of families suffer from that. The matriarch or the patriarch dies. We lose what was, and we don't know how to step into those roles. We don't have people readily identified to step into those elder positions. We don't have people readily identified to step into that power. And Sean, it looks like you want to jump in and say something.
Yeah, go on, say it, Sean. Say it.
I mean, I got a lot to say, but my whole thing is just on that one point alone, like, why doesn't somebody step in and step up?
Oh, I got so many questions on that one, bro. Because we have a whole show on that alone.
Well, first of all, I'm gonna tell you the real, because first of all, usually the person that want to step up, nobody like their ass no way.
Don't make me laugh that hard, girl. My back hurts. Stop it.
Nobody like their ass no way. They be like, we can start having it at my house, bitch. Nobody want to come to your house. You got roaches.
Okay, that's understandable. And that's when you say, no, we'll have it at my house. And make sure you shake all your stuff out before you walk in the door. But other than that, back to the
I'm sorry.
Like, I could be a little morbid. I don't want to really get, because I've experienced a lot of loss throughout my lifetime. So at this point, it's like people die every day.
They do
every day.
And so, some hurt worse than others, but at the end of the day, I still got to keep doing what I got to do to maintain my life.
Fuck on, people, because I ain't been to the graveyard since we put my grandmother in the ground. Like,
I feel you on that.
And somebody sent in a comment, listen, somebody sent in a comment because I said, Grammy, love you. But they was like, Jasmine, you know you ain't right when you say your grandma ain't look good in that damn casket. First of all, fuck all y'all. She didn't. Okay. Let me be honest. She didn't. She was sick toward the end of her life. And I don't know why y'all asses be lying when y'all be like, oh, they look so good. No, the fuck they didn't. They look dead. They look dead with a whole bunch of makeup plastered on their fucking face and a badass wig on. That's the reality of most of the people that we've gone to their funerals, if we're telling the truth. And I love my baby. Listen, I love my grandmother with everything in my whole soul. If I could have given God anything to give her more life, I would have, because I still wanted her to be here to experience things in this physical body with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell, I would have sold somebody else's soul to keep her here. Probably. I'm joking, y'all. But for real. But at the end of the day, she did it. And I'm being honest about that. Like, I love her memory. I love her enough. I love her relationship with me. It is what it is. So I wish more people were honest enough to say that. Like, y'all need to stop lying to your damn selves. When you look in that casket, they look like a wax figure. They don't
Y'all ain't gonna look at me. I'm not having no funeral. I already told them. No funeral allowed. You wanted to see me, you should have came while I was here.
Look, I want to be cremated and sprinkle me on the beach somewhere. But that being said, I wholeheartedly agree with you, Sean. Let's catch up with these comments and then let's get to these other questions. Dana said, yes, ma'am. You know, I was thinking you might share. You grew from that. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, we did that. It never actually came out of the blue. You knew it was coming. Sorry, y'all. My mouse messed up, and so I'm having to do this by hand on the touch screen. Sure said that is real talk, Gypsy. I did get to grieve my mother. She did not tell us she had cancer. That's a lot. That's a lot. Sean said people love to wait to go to therapy when it's a train wreck. Ain't that
the truth?
And sure, the fact that you're able to talk about that, you know, that takes real courage and strength. Like, real talk about that. Real talk. Sean said, except when you grow up in my generation, you expect those close to you now to live. Like 15 to 30 are dying way faster than the older generation. That's really true.
Yeah, that is scary.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda is very real. Listen, we all probably got a whole long list of shoulda, coulda, wouldas. For me, with death and grief is definitely the fear of the unknown. Absolutely. Hey, Zealand's Media. Shout out to Zealand's Media.
I'm sorry, Sandrita. I'm just being real. You know, it's always the nasty ones and the ones that can't fucking cook that want to be the ones that host the next Christmas. Use a damn lie. You finna fuck my stomach up.
I said, thank you for speaking my mind. Lord Jesus.
Speaking of which, y'all know they gotta eat. No, speaking of messing up stomachs, y'all know they had an E. coli outbreak at McDonald's this just now, right? I find it odd. Right after Trump went to make French fries, they now have an E. coli outbreak.
And that's why I don't eat fast food. Don't eat it. It's death.
I don't eat McDonald's, but what happened?
They got E. coli back outbreak.
Break out with the quarter pounders. You saying it was the quarter pounders?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
damn mess.
Don't eat it, period. You want a quarter pounder? Make it at home, like my man Sean said. They was making a home burger.
Put it on the grill with the onions and the green peppers and the mushrooms. Okay?
No, I'm gonna make my own burger. Cause yeah. And then after I seen him serving French fries with no hairnet and no gloves, I don't even want to eat that. You serving French fries. No hairnet, no gloves. He got that little raggedy Mickey Mouse type apron he got on. I don't know who made his apron for him.
Put it on the grill. And the mushrooms and the green peppers. Put it on the grill. Okay. And if you got an air fryer, pop it in the air fryer, baby. Because I stay in the listen. For y'all that got an air fryer, let me give you a secret. For y'all that got an air fryer, let me give you a secret. Okay. First of all, let me bring
it on one not grounded.
I think the vodka is kicking in a little bit, y'all, because I'm getting hot. Okay. For y'all that's got the air fryer, let me give y'all a little secret. Get you some cabbage. It don't matter if you get red or regular green cabbage.
What?
Get you some cabbage.
In the
Get
air
you some
fryer?
cabbage. Baby, get you some cabbage. Chop it up in little small chunks. Get your seasonings, okay? Get your seasonings. I like me a little Lowry's, not the red Lowry's like the seasonal, but they got a Lowry's with a green top. Get your little
Okay.
seasonings. Or you can do some onion powder, some
Or some
garlic
Tony's.
powder, some Tony's, okay? Little Zatarins, little Old Bay, whatever you feeling in your spirit, whatever your Usha na tell you to put on there, okay? Season it up. Shake it up with a little oil. Get it good and seasoned. Put it in your air fryer. Now, depending on how big your chunks are and how much you put in there, you might have to cook it lower and you might have to cook it a little bit longer. But I normally cook mine on about 375, 400 for about 15 to 20 minutes. Oh, my Lord Jesus. In the baby
Yeah,
manger. Yes.
I try that.
Put you some cabbage in the air fryer. I'm telling y'all.
You know
Change
what?
your,
Between my
change
air
your life.
fryer and my Instapot. Now, my Instapot, I use it to pressure cook like meat that I want to use for stir fry or whatever, so it will tenderize it
I cooked
before I
potato
stir fry it.
pie. I was so happy. I was like,
Mhm.
that thing is the truth too. But put you some cabbage in your air fryer. You said, girl, you said something there. I never thought of that. Cool, I'll try. Girl, baby, let me tell y'all
Mhm.
something. It don't matter. You could do it with the purple and the or the red, because some people call
You
it
know
red
what else you need to put in there?
cabbage. Yes.
Your any of your fall squashes.
Oh, yes, with some smoked
Any
sausage
of
with
your
that
fall
cabbage.
squashes. Yes.
The squash too. Yes, you can also do some squash and some zucchini. I put all my veggies
I
in
like
my
all my fall squashes. Now, one year, this is what I did. I tried every squash that they sold in the store.
okay. Yes.
I did. I went to
Now you know I was
Lilo's, which is the
ugly real quick,
organic
and I
market.
started that too.
Yeah, I went to the organic market and I bought all the squashes, all the winter squashes, and I tried them all different ways. He's the only one not grounded. Everybody else has got their ass whooped today, and they in the crate.
That ain't what I was talking about, girl.
What? Smoked sausage with cheese. What are you talking about? I've been drinking. What you talking about? What I do?
You said you decided to try every squash they had in the store.
Yeah, every squash they had in the store, honey. And like listen, half that shit I didn't even know how to pronounce the shit. I went online and I looked and found out like which way they would say to make it or whatever. Yep, I tried every squash. What I did is I took this spaghetti squash and I had made me a spaghetti squash bowl. I actually had made spaghetti squash like as if it were spaghetti, and then made like the meat. I made like a keto meat because I was at that time I was kicking keto real high.
Yeah.
And I actually, yeah, it was really good. Like there's a guy I try his headbanger something. He's a chef and he's an Indian dude. This dude can damn cook though. But he has this let me see, headbanger.
Okay. While you looking that up, let's get back on track, because I just had to tell y'all that. And while you looking that up, Nadina said it was a stunt. McDonald's wasn't actually even open. And then our other question was, I was asking y'all based on another question I was seeing in the group, the Facebook group that I'm in.
Headbangers Kitchen, sorry.
Hairbangers Kitchen. Okay. The other question was, why is sex so important to a relationship? I was being funny when you said you were trying every different type of squash they had in the store, and I was going to ask, did you have a peen fetish?
Or did I have eggplant? No, I missed out.
Right? Did you have an eggplant fetish? But anyway,
but
why is sex so important to a relationship? Why is sex so important?
I really think it's a way to connect mentally and emotionally, and well, truthfully, soul ties. It's a soul tie. It's a way to create a soul tie.
Tanya said sex is a method of bonding with your partner.
Right. But it creates a soul tie.
I also am gonna say I truly believe that sex is such an important part of a relationship. It's a way to build intimacy. It's a way to help expand your ways of communicating because communicating is not only verbal, it can be physical, it can be touch, it can be nonverbal, it can be so many different things between physical intimacy, not only penetrative sex, but intimacy with just touch in between intimate touching and
Unless he
sex.
part of the
In
itty
between
bitty peanut committee.
oh Jesus Christ. In between orgasmic experiences, in between sexual encounters. Sex can be a huge way of communicating how much you love a person, what you feel about a person. It's a nonverbal way to communicate your level of intimacy and your relationship with
Unless
a
you can't
person.
feel it.
Well, I guess you've been in that situation more than once.
Because I'm like, you stuck like that, ain't you? And you have more than one encounter with the itty bitty committee. Like, what's going on?
Man, I think I met the president and the vice president.
Did you sound like you met the whole damn committee, girl? Like, what's going on? like,
from a
First time I thought it was a fluke.
from a
Second
guy
time I was like, God damn it, I'm cursed.
from a guy's point of view, I would have to say it is important because men, look at sex differently than women. For men, it is more physical than mental. A more evolved man will understand the mental aspect of it and move along those lines. But the most basic man is going to be more physical, and
I guess I'm a basic ass woman because it's physical to me too. Because if I don't feel it, I'm not fucking calling no more.
oh my God.
I guess no one's ever made love to your mind, but hey.
Because I'm like, what the hell just happened? We just
I know
went live.
she is scorned. She is scorned, and she gonna let it be known.
Okay. Woman's corn, God dang it.
I was just like, you so fine and you're so little. Did it not grow? What happened?
Are you jaded, girl? What happened?
Being a guy,
I am jaded. I can admit it. I'm jaded. I hate it. I jaded. I just never forget because he just looked like the total package. He had a good job. He was fine, and then his dick was little.
you could make no exceptions.
No, fuck no.
Because a big dick was more important than a good man.
What was good about him if I couldn't get my little, I was gonna have to cheat.
I mean, you could.
I already knew that.
You could have introduced some toys.
That man doesn't deserve any respect.
I ain't gonna lie.
Good man.
I've had an experience with the itty bitty committee, and his was not well. It was somewhat length, but it was more so girth. That was the disappointing part to me. Girth really matters, y'all.
Mine looked like his came out as he was a preemie.
But I'm just saying, though, you could.
I'm saying, like, it never grew from childhood.
You could have introduced some toys. You could have worked with him.
So that's where I'm going with this, Sean. Thank you for that, because that's where I'm going with this. So I have had an experience with a gentleman that was dimensionally challenged. We're gonna say it that way. He was that,
and you're not with him no more. So
he was
stop the bullshit.
No, because it was never that from the get go. It was never a relationship from the get go. He was my little friend.
Little friend.
It runs in the
family. Okay.
It runs in the family.
So let me finish. So this was never a relationship. Like, this was an experience that I went into intentionally with the mindset that this is just my little friend, because I just wanted, like, I wasn't interested in a relationship. I just wanted a little friend to meet my needs at the time because I was focused on some other things. I'm not going to say he couldn't. He was dimensionally challenged because he had length, but he didn't have girth. So, but that being said, he was exceptionally well talented with other parts of his body.
So orally,
So,
he met your standards.
huh?
I said, so orally, he met your standards.
So orally, he was very pleasing.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
but
I think they call that now the best eater.
the what?
I think that's the new phrase for that is called your best eater.
Oh my God. That being said, I do have to also say, as a woman, because because orgasm is different for men and for women. Jesus Christ.
Me and
Wait,
Sean both read the same thing at the same time. I already know what that mouth do. Desmond.
A penis pump is a thing. Y'all know what? Y'all ain't right. Ain't none of y'all right. That's all I'm gonna say. But let me say this. I think as women, sex is extremely important. I'm gonna say two things about this. Number one, as women, sex is extremely important in a relationship, not only from Gypsy's standpoint, and I don't want to put words in Gypsy's mouth, but I do understand what she's saying. Sex is extremely important because as women, oftentimes I think in society, a woman's pleasure is diminished as if it's not just as important to us as it is to a
Right.
man. It is equally as important to us as it is to a man, right?
It
Pleasure,
is.
physical pleasure, intimacy, penetration, orgasm,
Mm-hmm.
all those things. But because orgasm is different for men and women, and the trajectory to get to and maintain and experience an orgasm is different for men and for women, a man's penis size does play a large role
It
in a
does.
woman being able to sometimes experience an orgasm, right? So when he is, what was somebody said it a couple of months ago in a comment they sent us, and it was fucking gold. I'm trying to remember how they phrased it because it was gold. I'm gonna have to go back through them.
I know one thing. It don't matter. Yeah, penis pump is a thing, but if he has no length, no girth, and he tongue challenged, I don't care how much you pump. You can't pump up a goddamn pencil.
Sure said, hush, old man. But again, women, or so you got to think, women oftentimes are not solely able to climax through penetration alone. Number one,
Right.
most women don't climax solely through or simply through penetration. That's number one. So size isn't the only thing that matters as far
Right.
as the orgasm, but size matters because if you can't fill the hole and also hopefully simultaneously with your girth and with the way that your body is positioned, hit that clitoris in that movement in the different positions, then you're also creating a space where she can't get as much pleasure as you may be getting.
And ain't nothing more disappointing than a dude that got the tools and don't know how to use it, and he come quick.
That's
Get
true
the
too.
fuck off me.
And again, women operate on momentum. So a lot of times you can get a man, he look at you and he revved up and ready to go. We as women, you got to warm up the engine. You got to get the motor running. It's momentum. You got to build it up. And
It's
then you got
winter time. You got to let it run for a while.
right. Even if she wet, even if she ready to go, the momentum takes time to get to the orgasmic space. Size does play a role in that, even though women don't orgasm through penetration, the sensation does play a role. That's why size matters. It's not that we're so focused on, we got to have the biggest Congo on the streets, but size matters because of sensation. It's like
I shouldn't
if,
have to
and
say is it in.
I ain't trying to get too graphic, y'all, but it's like if you did this, like what exactly is supposed to be happening right now?
Wait a minute. If you oohing and eyeing, and I'm like, are we in? Is it working? It's what?
Maybe you too big.
Go to hell. Oh man.
No,
You sound like part of the itty bitty. You sound like part of the itty bitty committee. Maybe you ain't the president, but your ass is probably the secretary.
I'm just saying, maybe you just too big, Gypsy.
All right.
Maybe.
So, first of all, the advice that I would give to fellas is read, first and foremost, so you can expand your mind. Read the Karma Sutra, read books on tantric sex, read books on connecting with women on a mental level, because trust me, if you can get them mentally,
Oh
You
shit.
already got them
You'll
physical.
get that motor running if you get that mind running every
And
time, all day.
yeah, that's true.
Every time, all day, Sean, on to something. Y'all better listen to him.
I'm
Listen,
just trying
as
to tell
as
you.
as much as they was clowning the Shannon, whatever his name is, dude, as much as they was clowning him when he was
Right.
talking her
Miss Sharp.
through,
He talked her through it though. He was talking her through it.
much as they was clowning him,
Right.
they can learn something from him, baby. Listen, they can learn something because it ain't nothing like a man that's got enough confidence and a little bass in his voice that can talk you through.
I
Say
don't
what?
think he was. I don't think he was talking to Michelle though. I think he was talking to Michael.
I mean, hey,
Oh my God, we ain't
oh
even
no,
go
Come
there.
on, man.
We not going there
we
because it
gonna
don't
put that
matter.
on
Now I
that
don't care.
man. We ain't gonna put that on them.
We ain't gonna go
Golly,
there because it
man.
don't matter. It don't matter. But
I'll tell you
Jasmine
what,
said
women
again with
quick to
that mouth
call a
do.
man that.
Listen, Jasmine said again what that mouth do. Tanya said Gypsy, but if he got the tools but don't know what to do with it, then we as women have to take the lead. Sure said Suzette.
Real quick.
Gypsy said Suzette said Gypsy, I would have had a V8.
Girl, I
Jasmine said,
did.
better take you a Viagra and hope for the best. Tanya said, you're not gonna waste my time. I'm getting on top. We gonna cowboy, reverse cowboy. I'm gonna
You
ride to
can't
that field.
cowboy if I'm telling you, like I'm listen. I'm
Again, it's just
telling
like
you,
this. And
it
this
was
is
like he was a fucking preemie. I was like, did it ever grow?
and then Sean said that part, Sean, it starts the day before, a week before. That's what a lot of men miss. Sex is emotional for
Yeah,
women. Sex is mental for women.
right.
You
You're
gotta
right.
find the emotion. And when you fuck her mind, her body will come every time. But a lot of men miss that point and they don't understand that, and they get frustrated because her body's not responding and they think, is it me getting it's you. Because you're not putting in the footwork. You want to just jump because your dick jumping, and that's not how it works. You got to actually put forth the effort. But here's the disconnect, I think, and I could be wrong because I'm not a man. Here's the disconnect. I think a lot of men just don't understand. Like you said, Sean, they need to read. They need to understand. They need to nurture themselves and mentor themselves, right? But I think a lot of men don't understand the mental capacity of sex. They think it's solely physical. And so when they don't have the mental maturity to get into that space, because they've been dealing with women, and I blame us as women too, because too many women have been faking orgasm because they thought they had to. Too many women have been playing up to the ego of the man because sometimes it's for safety reasons, sometimes it's for ego bullshit because they really wanted that man because he had the
I'm
money
not
or he
finna
had
do it.
Hey, Jay, I'm
you know.
gonna actually disagree with you. I'm gonna disagree with you.
Yeah, because I ain't
Men
finna
do.
ooh and I, you ain't doing shit. I ain't finna pump your ego
Uh,
up.
uh, what I'm gonna say is this right here. Men do understand this. It's mental. Men do understand that it is more than just. It takes, as they say, it takes. You got to prime the pump. Men do understand that, and I want you to understand this right here. With the right woman, a man does it pretty much every time. With the right woman, with the woman that he want to be with, he's gonna. That's something that he's gonna do almost naturally. That's what
You
comes.
better
Now,
shut fuck so up because
hold
we got
on.
more options than he do.
Now, let me say this right here. Now, there are some
Now,
times, and there are some guys who go out there and they basically jump it from girl to girl simply because they have a lot of access. You know, they
now,
have a lot of access. And if that's the case, and you got all these women willing to throw it at him, guess what? That guy probably don't care about you as much. He don't desire you as much because for some case you may not be as special, and you're not the particular girl that he wants. Now that the girl that he wants, she's gonna get all that. She gonna
now,
get all that treatment.
now,
She
old
gonna get
man, let me
all the
interject.
touching, the caressing,
Let me
the
interject
pump pride.
two things. Two
Mhm.
things. Because one, you talking to a woman that gets that. So I'm not speaking from a place where I don't get it, because I get it.
No, no,
I
no.
get
Let me say
I get
this. I'm
so let
not
me finish
speaking of.
though.
I'm not. Hold
So
on. Because
so
see,
let me
I
I'm
want to.
responding
Yeah.
to what you're saying. I'm
Okay.
responding to what you're saying. Number one, I get that. I get the foreplay and the intimacy. So I get the work.
Yeah.
But I also had to educate. You understand? Because a lot of men are
Yeah.
not taught that. So I
Yeah.
had to educate because a lot of women are too afraid to speak up for whatever reason. And this is not
Yeah.
about shaming anybody, but a lot
Mm-mm.
of women are afraid to speak up. So a lot of men are never held accountable to that. So they jump from one pussy to the next, thinking that everybody gonna do the same
And
thing.
thinking
No,
that he doing the
wait a
damn
minute,
thing.
right.
No, bitch, you ain't getting
One
no
second.
more.
So I
Hey,
had to educate. And when I took the opportunity to educate, I got everything I wanted and needed. And I've had that in every relationship I've had because I took the time to say, we're not doing that here. Now, if you want this how this ride operates. You got to be this high and you got to do this. And they stepped up to the plate. Now I'm also interjecting because I'm looking at Sean's face as you was talking, and he's another man that's clearly disagreeing with you that no, it's not just a simple case of that man wasn't interested in you. A lot of times it's a simple case of that man didn't know shit and that woman did not feel confident enough to speak up. So let's not
now,
create the
now
narrative
And
that
other,
I'm
and other women
listen.
that tell
I'm
him that he
assuming.
wasn't doing
Hey,
the damn thing.
hold on. I'm assuming. I'm not talking about. I'm not assuming that we 16, 17-year old fresh out the box
no,
starting
we
low.
talking
Exactly.
about
I'm
grown
assuming.
men. We
I'm
talking about grown
assuming
adults.
that I'm assuming we at our age now. Hell, at our age, everybody had enough to get some experience. Even if you
That
was
But at our
bad in your
experience
20s,
doesn't mean you know shit.
but wait a minute,
even
wait a
I've
minute.
hold on,
experienced a whole
hold
lot of
on.
shit. That don't mean I
Oh,
know shit.
But
I
wait a
can't
minute, Jesse.
overtalk you. I can't
Wait a minute,
overtalk you, but
Jesse,
I
and
can
wait
say
a minute, old man. I'm talking from a clinical mental health perspective in this moment when I say this. At our big grown age, we still have adults that don't know the human anatomy. At our big grown age, we still have women that have birthed grown whole ass babies that don't know what an orgasm feels like. So we cannot take for granted that people understand what intimacy is, that they know how to have these conversations, because we are not too far removed from
Yep.
generations that thought pleasure was only for men and the woman's role was to lay there and let him hump and pump and shake the bed to get his nut off, and that the woman's body's sole purpose was to birth babies. We're not too far removed from that. So we have a lot of women that still don't feel comfortable having these conversations. We have a lot of women
Right.
that still don't feel comfortable speaking up and telling a man when she's not being pleased. And we have a lot of men that don't know what the fuck to do other than hump, pump, and knock a woman's head into the headboard. So
Think
they're not
Mr.
having
on
a
Color Purple.
conversation.
knock
They're
a
not having a
like what that
conversation.
football said, knock a nigga shit loose.
Think Mr. on Color Purple with Celie. She laid there, he humped and sweated, and then they went to bed.
Exactly.
I'm gonna
Listen,
So
tell
we're
you
listen.
this.
not talking about teenagers. We're talking about grown people that still don't know
I'm
how.
gonna
Right.
I'm talking about stuff I hear every single day. They don't know how to have these conversations.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. As a man, a lot of men don't know that men can have orgasms. There's a difference between busting a nut and having an orgasm, and a lot of men don't even know that. All they
Woo!
is chasing that nut, and that's it.
You teaching now.
Hey, I try to share my knowledge.
You teaching now.
So and just like Sherry said, if men learn their bodies first, they could actually be better at pleasing a woman than they think they are. And yes,
But you know
Yeah.
what it is, Sean? They think they know their bodies because they've been playing with it since they was fucking 12.
but if they uneducated, they don't know.
Now, baby, even babies play with the thing. Now, don't say 12. Hell, they go back
God
to
knew what
one.
he was doing because if he'd have gave me one, I'd have been
You
swinging it all the time
done
trying
seen
to
them
figure
baby
out what's
boys flicking
juice.
that thing. You
But
seen them
listen,
baby
just because
boy when
they
you take
swinging
the
that thing don't
diaper
mean they
off.
know how to do anything with it. And
Right.
that's the thing. Just because they
Exactly.
playing with it, just because they're masturbating with it. Listen, there
Right.
are grown women that don't know the difference between their vulva and their clitoris.
Right.
There are grown men that still don't know what a clitoris is. And again, this is
Right.
not about shaming people, but I
Mhm.
want for y'all to understand that intimacy can't happen when you don't even know the basic anatomical parts that you're dealing with, because those are involved in y'all being able to have intimacy and
Right.
create pleasure, right? And if all you think that you got to do is lick it a few times and stick it in there, or rub it a few times and shove it in your mouth, and you know what I'm saying, then that's not real intimacy. You get what I'm saying? Like, that ain't it. That ain't it.
Nah,
No,
I know.
And taking your teeth down ain't gonna make that any better.
It ain't it, but it sounds like a great start.
You gotta love what you do, because if you don't love oral, then don't be trying to sit there and give oral. Let that person know, look, that's not my thing.
Yeah,
Because that's gonna be a bad experience.
It is for everybody. And
Exactly.
if your oral hygiene ain't up to par, don't come over here fucking my pH up.
Definitely, you gotta floss. You gotta use mouthwash and
brush that tongue.
exactly, all that. Don't be messing around.
Brush some teeth, wash them hands, wash
Right.
them toys. You understand?
And wash your toys. Wash your
week.
toys after every use.
Yes.
You know, you can throw them
around and get a damn infection.
You know, you can throw them in the dishwasher, right?
Yes.
In a dishwasher.
Yeah.
The fuck it is going in there with my pots and pans. Use a damn lie.
I ain't say put it in there with dishes. I just said you can put your toys in the dishwasher.
And no.
Yeah. They are dishwashable safe now.
No.
Listen, but also figuring out what makes sense for your body, because not everybody's body is okay with every product. A lot of women have a latex sensitivity and don't even realize.
I found out the hard way that I have one. I had to use sheepskin.
Polyurethane.
Yeah, I found out. And listen, and it wasn't like I found out because of condom. I found out because of regular damn tape and gloves. Like, you know, when they put the tape on after you've had blood drawn and stuff.
Yeah.
And my shit was breaking out all the time. That's how I found out I have a latex allergy.
Yeah. But a lot of people don't even have that reaction. Check this out. A lot of people above the waist won't even respond to a latex with any type of issue. But the waist down, a woman can still be sensitive to latex condoms and toys and have a reaction. And it can cause dryness. It can cause irritation. It can throw your pH off. It can cause you to have an odor. It can cause a discharge. And you'll think you have some type of issue. But all it is your body's responding to that unknown and telling you, I don't like that.
And drink you some damn water.
Drink you some water. Take your probiotics. Take your prebiotics. But again, this is why sexual health is so important. And this is why sex is so important in a relationship. It's a way to connect. It's a part of intimacy. It's a part of our communication, right? Verbal and non-verbal. It's a part of how people express their love. It's a part of how people express their liking. Even if you're not in love, it's a part of how people express their adoration of you, even if you're sex buddies, even if you're friends, friends with benefits. It's still a part of how people express how they feel about you. But communication is key. Even if you just friends with benefits, you still have to be able to express yourself in intimacy.
I was about to say that.
Right. And if you're in a relationship, sex is a huge part because people want to express themselves. People want to orgasm. People want to feel pleasure. People want to feel good. They want to feel sensations in their bodies and let go and be free and explore in whatever ways are safe for them.
Not only do you want to feel good, but you also want your partner to feel good.
You want your partner to feel good, right? If you love a person, you want to share that. You want to give them joy. You want to give them pleasure. But again, a lot of this starts through basic communication, guys.
And you know what? Going back to your initial question when you said blindsided by the divorce, right? She wasn't blindsided because she probably saw the issues because of the fact that they probably had stopped being intimate.
Very true.
Because one of the things that I know for me and my marriage, we stopped being intimate when we were like, yeah, this ain't working, right?
Yeah.
Because mental is half of it. And if you are checked out, you don't want that person to touch you. And so that's the thing, is that if she looks back and was honest with herself, she saw the signs coming. She saw the signs coming because they probably had stopped being intimate a while before they even went to counseling, a while before she got those.
The woman was blindsided with a divorce?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's highly unusual because we already know that 80% of divorce are found by women. So yeah, that is
the thing with that is that a lot of guys don't put it out there. They rather just walk away. But in that situation, I mean, I don't feel bad for her because she should have seen it coming. But at the same time, if it was that bad that he actually went to counseling and still did that,
yeah.
There was no help for that. And I do fault him on a simple fact that, I mean, I'm sorry, I was raised to be a man. So if I'm gonna sit there and tell you I'm going to go to counseling and we're gonna work this out, then that's what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna sit there and tell you that and then turn around and go file for it. I'm gonna be like, okay, no, I'm not going to counseling because no, I don't see any hope for this. So I'm filing for divorce. You'll get the paper soon.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, I would say this right here. I didn't hear it all, but if you make a commitment and say, "Hey, we're gonna go to counseling," I think you should at least follow through with that. Now, depending on what was done. Oh, you went to counseling?
They went to counseling and then he came back and filed.
Yeah,
she must have cheated.
That's what I'm thinking.
or did something even worse, publicly humiliated him.
But at the same time, how many times, a man will cheat and get taken back 5 or 6 times? And as soon as that woman cheat one time, he can't handle it. He
can't get over it.
It's a difference.
What's the difference?
It ain't no difference.
It's a difference.
It ain't no difference.
There is a difference.
What is the
difference?
Okay.
He don't like to share on selfish bastard.
Hold on. Let old man speak. Let old man
speak. Listen. I'm gonna say this. Let old man speak. He's not. He finna set me up. I'm gonna say this right here. First of all, there's in terms of typical dynamics of a relationship. Now, for the most part, a man, there are certain things that a man gonna do. He's gonna provide for his family. He got to be willing to die for his family. And protect for his family. That type of and he's out and about in the public. I'm gonna be honest. That type of man is gonna be inundated with women who see something like that. Now he's gonna be tempted all type of way. A good guy, a good man, he's gonna turn away from those temptations. But if he simply make a mistake and he high earning man is gonna do that, and he make a mistake and he go out there and partake on something like that, then he come back and he asks for forgiveness. I think if he asks for forgiveness, she forgives, then it should be it, and they move on. Or if you stay with him after that and then you move on, that is all forgiven. You move on. But if you go leave, you need to leave. Don't say, "Hey, he cheated," and stay with him for 5 years and you hold it. Then you go say, "I'm gonna get back." See, now, because that's not cheating. That's purposely doing something to actually hurt somebody. That's something totally different.
I tried to leave. Mine ducked and dodged the server. So once I realized that he was cheating, let me tell you something. For me, I guess I think like a dude on that one. Because once I realized he had cheated, I was no longer attracted to him intimately, mentally, nothing. I didn't even want to be his friend. We lived like roommates. And then every time
you should have left.
Every time I tried to serve him, so let me back up. You have to be separated for a year. So then what I did is I took a job in another state so I could be separated for a year. And then when I tried to serve him, he kept not answering the door and all kinds of bullshit, right? to not get a divorce. But when I tell you what, that's why I had him served on a Sunday. You know, he ain't figured that nobody was coming to do no business on a Sunday. They served his ass on a Sunday. But I'm gonna tell you something. The thing
I bet it was between halftime.
it was. But the thing is that my first now I was messing with Tiny when I said my judge didn't say that. My original judge though was a pain in the fucking ass. It was a dude. And my original judge wouldn't let me serve him in the newspaper and shit. I was like, this bastard won't give me his address. What you mean I can't serve him in the newspaper? So I had to tell him I was finna send him some money. He gave me his address. I sent the server over there to serve him, gave him the papers, and then they said, oh, well, he lives in Fulton County, so now you have to change jurisdictions. The fuck? Okay. So I changed jurisdictions and wound up with a woman judge. And when I wound up with a woman, now when I had a dude, that bastard was giving me a hard way to go. But when I had a woman, I tell you what, all he had to do was open his fucking mouth. And she said, oh, I see why you want a divorce. Do you know I got my papers that day? Effective that day.
The sisterhood was in on the fix.
No, but I want to go back to something.
The white lady.
I want to go back to something old
The
man said.
sisterhood was in on the fix.
No, but I want to go back to something old man said. You said it's different. When a man cheat all up and down, he going up and down the block, he's community dick.
No. That's hold on. That's different too.
Whole family on the next corner.
That's totally different too now. That's different.
How's it different?
Okay, those ongoing relationships, that's something totally different.
No, I ain't talking about no ongoing relationship. I'm talking about he community dick. He holding up and down the block. But
no, that's totally different. That's a man who has low character. And that man, I'm gonna be honest, he's no good for nobody.
Okay, but how's it different? She cheated, he cheated. How's it different?
She cheated once, he cheated 15 times. She done took him back 14 times. And then her one time, he's like, I'm out. Bitch, what? That was my one get back.
Hey, I'm with a couple things. One, you all talk
about it. Okay. A lot of times when when you find out a woman cheated, it's because she wanted you to know.
But Gypsy,
just tell me what I want to say, Gypsy. That way we cut to the chase. Just tell me what I'm finna say.
No, honestly though, but her point about that, dudes, women are the best liars. They the best.
We are. I give
whatever you want to think about it, like whatever you think about you getting away with, they probably already know.
Yeah.
When we ask you a question, 9 times out of 10, we do the answer before we ask it.
I know you do.
We were waiting for you to fucking lie.
Oh my God.
You know that's what I do for a living. I'm an analyst. I'm a litigation analyst.
Y'all know what? For real though, this is no lie. So cheating is a deal breaker for me. Like real talk, real life. Cheating is a deal breaker for me.
And for most people, it is. And I'm gonna be honest. For most, it should be. But I also want to say this. Hold on, go ahead, because I don't want to.
Go ahead. No. You want to say what?
Okay. No, I'm saying, but I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna kick it to you, old man. But because I'm so intentional with how I date and how I have been in my relationships, because cheating is a deal breaker for me, and I don't cheat. That's my boundary.
Right.
Anytime somebody there's only been a couple of instances where one person cheated, and then another person kept talking to people every time we broke up and tried to get back together. I had a dream about it every single time. Every single time.
I found out my husband was cheating, and I wasn't even friends with him or the girl, and found pictures of them on fucking Facebook in the bed together.
Damn.
Wait,
that's sloppy.
I wasn't friends with either one of them, but I was friends with some people that was in her motorcycle clique. I was friends with them. And somehow, I guess they were commenting on it, and they wound up in my motherfucking shit. And I was like, who the fuck is that?
It was meant for you to find it.
It was meant for me to find it, but guess what? Let me tell you how a bitch is over here. I gathered all my evidence, took all my little pictures and screenshots, got all my little metadata, and then when he came home, I said, hey, how was your day? Let him go on and talk about it. And see, because she was a friend of some friends that I already knew, somehow I was able to see her fucking phone number. I called her on speakerphone when he came home, after he came home, and asked her how she knew him. And she said, oh, well, he's my boyfriend. I said, oh, that's funny. You know he got a whole wife, right? She didn't. But I said, but that's okay. You can have him.
Ooh.
But she didn't want him either.
Damn, that's cold-blooded. That's cold-blooded. Tanya said, men cheat down, women cheat up. A man will jump
on the...
That's only a man that does not know worth.
That's my bestie right there. That's my bestie right there.
If you're gonna cheat down, then you stupid and ain't no hope for you. So yeah.
No, a lot of times I hate to say it, but you know what? A lot, and she's right, because a lot of men have this fucking Captain Save-A-Hole mentality. They want somebody that they can save, and bitch, I don't need saving, so don't save me. I don't want to be saved. Don't save me.
Like I said, okay. If a man cheats down, you no help for him, because that's just stupid. And if you
but a lot of them, like seriously though, a lot of them do. They cheat down. They cheat to people that look up to them, that they need them.
Okay. To bring us back on track, my point was.
Hold on. I got a question. If the woman man and he sleep with somebody else and then they end up getting back together, did he really cheat?
Say what now?
Wait, say what?
I said if the woman breaks up with the man, he sleeps with somebody else, and they end up getting back together, did he really cheat?
No, but if they are still together and he creeping, he's cheating.
Well, so here's where I'm going with that. It's not cheating. If you're not together, it's not cheating. However, if you're getting back together, my question is, do you need to disclose that? Should your person know? And I think yes. Because if you're getting back together with the understanding that there has been nobody else and there has, your person deserves to know that.
Well, then I think that should be a question that's asked.
Yeah. And I'm the person that asked, you slept with somebody else? What you been up to?
And niggas lie. Right? They lie because they know that answer may be a deal breaker. So a lot of times they lie. And then you know how they get found out? She pregnant. Or he got something.
I ain't never had that happen. Well, I ain't never had that happen. But I did have it happen. That's where my point was going. But I did have it happen where somebody was trying to get back with me. And I was like, yo, so what have you been doing? Oh, I've been working on myself. Really? So you ain't been talking to nobody else? No. And I had a dream. And I saw the other woman. And I described her. And my point, the reason I was going there was because it's all about yourself. You can't expect somebody else to be more loyal to you than you are to yourself. You have to be loyal to yourself. So you have to pour into yourself. You have to build yourself up. You have to edify yourself. You have to know thyself, heal thyself, honor thyself, respect thyself. And the more you do that, and I'm not saying you couldn't be back with that person, but get back with them under true pretense of what is going on instead of false pretense or lies. Know thyself so that it helps you to see other people and be aware of what they're doing or not doing so that you can have clear, healthy boundaries. Right. That's all I'm saying.
Don't lie.
So, oh man, I know you wanted to say something. Tanya said a woman will look like a booger wolf. Y'all know what? I'm done. Oh man, you were trying to say something. What were you trying to say?
Shit, I done forgot.
That's why you old man.
Oh
That's my title, baby.
God.
No, let me quit. Let me just quit playing. Hey,
Oh
this is
my
what I was saying is this a couple things. It goes back to what a lot of stuff that you were saying. Even the young lady said, uh, uh, men cheat down, women cheat up. Man to sleep with a woman, even if she looked like Beowulf. But it also says this right here. Yeah. It also goes back to saying this. The nature and how and the rationale behind it. Even what we were talking about, the women, you all said in terms of sex, women require more priming, more romance, more foreplay. And we said men, they simply just they ready to go like that. Well, also you got to keep in mind, if that's the case, then that means men and women view sex differently. And so if all it takes is just for a man just to go ahead and just go like that, and it takes a woman to build up all these emotions. So the cheating is different. With a man, if it was cheap, it was just something, opportunity, convenience, and it meant very little. Well, with a woman, that cheating, that it took place over a long period of time. It starts with the emotion. Because remember, you said it, sex starts with emotion. So the two are not the same. Now, am I justifying cheating? Of course not. Am I saying cheating is okay? Of course not. I think both of them wrong, but they are totally different. Don't get them confused.
Okay, so I
I
have
get
a
what you're
question.
saying,
I
but it's
have a
still cheating.
question, and this is a
And
real serious question. I'm being 100% real right now. I guess that might be what's wrong with me because I'm a woman that was in the military, and a lot of times I think like a guy. One, like sex is a deal breaker for me if you've cheated, right? It doesn't take a lot of priming, but then at the same time it does. But if I have you in the friends with benefits category, I leave my emotions right outside that door and I pick them up on the way home. And there's that part. So if I have you in that box where all you are is a good time, not a long time, I already know that you a good time, not a long time, and I'm never gonna let you become more than a good time.
okay,
And
and
so
also
that's a problem.
I'm
There are women who think like that, and you won't cross those boundaries.
So what's the question though? I mean,
My
you did say
question is,
women, but what's the question?
so the way that he said it makes me wonder what's wrong with me then? That I think like that where I can box you. I can put you in a box and that's where you stay.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. You just human.
yeah,
Yeah, I think
yeah.
you wrong with that. You've decided that's how you operate, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Tanya said, right, Gypsy, if you're a good time, that's all you will ever be. Right. I've had experiences where I've gone into it knowing I see you as my Mr. Right now, not my Mr. Right. You are my Mr. Right now for the season that I choose to be in. You are a fun time for this period of time while I focus on some other things. And you
Right.
are simply the space that I choose to
There you
be to
go.
just get my rocks off and
Okay.
enjoy my physical pleasure while I conserve my energy over here for all the other things that demand my attention.
Right.
And it's
Because
not that
sometimes
I'm
we don't want
as
that.
a person, but it's that I knew that this specific experience was simply that. And
Yeah,
when
because
that
sometimes I don't want that
I'm a
intimacy,
heart.
that trying to get to another level, that da da da. Sometimes I don't want that because that requires too much fucking work.
I
And
And
it,
think okay,
and there are
here's the
times that I don't want to put the work in, and I'm just gonna be honest. I don't want to put the work in, and at this Now, at this stage and age in life, it's a little bit different. But especially when I was younger, I had a real thing. Like, especially when my kids were younger, I didn't want to put in that kind of work.
I
Oh, let
understand
me.
that. So here I am with this, right? And then I see Nia's coming, and then I'm gonna kick it to you, man. So Jitsi, I understand, right? And I've had moments in my life, I've had seasons in my life where I have known I don't have what I believe I need to give to a true relationship.
Mhm.
I want pleasure. I want to be able to enjoy myself. I want to be able to express myself. But I don't believe I have what I want to give to truly commit. So I'm going to choose to engage with this person. This is just my little friend. That's all they're going to be. I know this going in. I know this exiting, right? This is the season that I choose to operate in again so that I can conserve my energy. And over here in this space in my life was where all the other things are taking place and I'm focusing and I'm doing whatever. But this is my pleasure zone. This is my little friend.
And neither shall the two meet.
And then neither shall the two meet. And when that started to change, it was time for me to exit out of that and leave that alone because now you're no longer operating in the boundaries of what I need. So I'm gonna see myself out. Right now, I wanna shift to Naya's comment. I think cheating can be a form of therapy for both man and woman. Sometimes you need to step outside the box to appreciate what you have. I disagree with that only because the reason I have a problem with cheating, I don't have a problem stepping outside the box. The
Right.
box is what you designed it to be and what you created to be. The problem that I have with cheating is the dishonor to the promise that you make to the person that you're with.
Right.
Now, ain't nothing wrong with having you a plaything on the side, having you a boo thing, having you a third party, having you a third wheel, whatever the hell you decide you want. If they're an
Right.
agreeable party and a consenting adult, so shall it be. My problem is when you have another person over here that is an innocent bystander that don't know about this third party,
Mhm.
and you're lying to them about what you're doing over here.
Right.
That's the problem with cheating. And innocent people end up getting hurt. And this is when windows started getting busted out of cars and people lose their lives and a whole bunch of shit goes sideways
Because when
because
people cheating, they lying. When
right
people
because
cheating, they're lying. It'd be different if you were open. When people are
right
cheating, they're lying.
right
Somebody in the
if you
equation doesn't know the whole truth.
right
And
if you choose
that's
to have
where
an
there's
open
a problem.
relationship, if you choose to be open about, I want a third party, I want to have fun, I want to be in a throuple, I want to experiment, I want to do whatever power, more power to you, do what the fuck you do. The problem is when you cheat and you decide that, well, most people can't handle the truth. That's not true either. Most people can't deal with the fallout of their honesty. You have
Yeah.
chosen a partner that can't handle your truth. And instead of you exiting that experience and going to find a partner that can handle your truth, you have decided to take the coward's way out. And I'm not saying you, period. I'm saying in general,
Right.
that person has decided to take the coward's way out and be like, they can't handle the truth. No, baby,
Yeah.
you can't handle the truth. You can't
Right.
handle the pressure that comes with you being
Having to be
truthful
real.
and dealing
Let,
with
let
the
me.
fallout of what comes with you speaking your truth and that relationship possibly ending,
Mhm.
right? And so
Yeah.
you lie to this person and you go over here. And then when this person falls out, it's just, to me, it's messy and it's unnecessary. Own
Right.
your shit, be truthful, tell this person and let them decide whether they want to be with you or not. And if they don't, deal with that shit and move the fuck on because there are plenty of people in open relationship that love that shit. There are
That's
plenty of
right.
people that
Absolutely.
don't want to be the third person, but they okay with you want to get a third person. But what
Yeah.
happens is when you start to lie about it is when feelings start to get involved and you got a whole bunch of dangerous shit happening. Tanya said, Naya,
Hey,
but what
hey, Jay. I'm gonna go after you read. After you read this, I'm gonna share something.
Mhm.
absolutely. Naya said, but what happens when you step outside the box? I'm sorry, Tanya at Naya, but what happens when you step outside the box and you decide you like being outside the box and don't want to click your heels 3 times to go home? Take it
Right.
away, over, then I'm gonna catch up to the comments.
Mhm.
Hey, let me be honest. That has got to be the comment of the month, right there. I like that
Right.
one. But one thing I want to say two things. One is when I make comments, and I say it in a joking manner, but it's never to be specific to any one person. So it's never to be specific towards you, Jay. It's never be specific towards you, Sean. Never be
That
specific
ain't that
towards you.
personal be good. Ain't no
Okay, I'm just saying, and even though I said the comment maybe it's too big, you too big. That is never never to be specifically towards you. All right. The
It's
other
all
thing is
level,
this
so
right.
we know.
The other thing is this right here. You said something where and I don't like the dishonesty part. That's the part about the key. It is the dishonesty, the actual purposely plan to lie and to be dishonest. That is never of good character, and it is never right to do. The other thing, and I also want to share this right here. One of those things people, and you said folks is all out of their being honest. Also, I'm gonna say this right here. People are afraid that their truth may be perceived to be somewhat deviant. And that's something I said after I had got my marriage, I said I would never deny what I like. I am who I am, and I like what I like, and I ain't gonna hide that from nobody.
You gotta
You know what? You know what my motto is, oh man. My motto is this: I am who I am. I was who I was, and bitch, I'm cool with both of them.
Hey, and I'm gonna tell you something else. I'm good at what I do.
Hey, you better preach. Let me catch up with these comments real quick. Naya said, well, how many people will actually speak the truth? It's not coming. I disagree.
Naya, okay, let me ask you something. Hold on.
I think
Naya,
we think that, so we use that as a reason not to speak our truth by telling ourselves other people are not.
I have a question, and it's not judgmental. Naya, what age range are you in?
Answer that, Naya. And then Naya said people are selfish, they don't want to share. Sean said, my wife and I operate beautifully in a polyamorous. Come on, throw shot.
All right then.
Operate beautifully in
okay, so Naya is 45. Naya is something that click in when you're 50.
Hold on one second. My wife and I operate beautifully in a polyamorous relationship, and our truth was so raw for both of us. It was healing. Amen, Sean. Naya 45 now. Gypsy, what were you saying?
It's something that clicks in at 50 that I promise you, at 50, all that lying and trying to be what somebody wants you to be and all that shit go out the window. And it's kind of like, listen, bitch, I got more time behind me than I got in front of me. This is what it is. Don't like it, keep it moving. Next caller.
Hey, let me tell you something. Literally, that's what I be saying all the time.
It's something that kicks in post 50. Like, seriously, you be like, this is what it is. Next caller.
Belair said it clicked for me at 35. This is a good time to interject and say Q and Michael would be making their interest to come back with us because they bring the polyamorous perspective.
Yes, they do.
Back. Hopefully their schedules are changing and they'll be back with us in the next few weeks. But y'all know they bring the polyamorous.
It does click after the first marriage. You right.
Nah,
you right, Sean. You right. I'm with you. Right.
When I got married and realized that shit was not what I thought it was gonna be, I said from now forward, I will be what I need to be for me, and I will speak on that shit or forevermore hold my peace. Naya said I'm real as fuck. Tanya said, right, Gypsy, a lot of shit goes out the window at 50. And let me also
I like what she said. It's not her that lies, it's these men. Because a lot of these men,
it ain't the men by themselves. Women
no. The one, listen, I know what she's saying. I think I know what she's saying. I think it's the fact that a lot of these men are either married or not happy being. They don't want to be women.
They don't want to blame the men. It's because they can't cheat without the women. So
I know they can't cheat without the women, but if they lie, a lot of them think they have to lie to have multiples instead of just telling the truth and being real with everybody. Because lying is how your ass wind up on Snap.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. They don't know no better.
Right.
The women go along with the bullshit, so I blame both parties.
But I'm gonna tell you this. I learned a long time ago when I was in my early 20s. Look, man, you get more telling the truth than you do by lying. Cause you think
Come
you
on
got
now.
something by lying, and so you got one shorty by lying. So now, okay, you got two. But when you tell the truth, you can have 10.
Thanks.
Unless
Listen,
you're lying about your age.
oh Jesus Christ. Listen, Tanya said, right, listen, now this shit goes out the window at 50. Sean said, and I'm 28, my wife is 36, and we are our second together, on our second together. Bella said, I agree after my first marriage. Listen, I don't know about y'all, but I have to agree with that. It's something about, so I didn't get married till later in life, and that was by choice, because I chose in my 20s not to get married. I chose the bulk of my 30s not to get married. I chose at 38 to finally say yes to marriage. And it's something about once you get married, I think I was 37, 38. But once you get married and you go through that shit, you just realize, you know what? Ain't no fucking reason to lie. Like it changes. It's like it changes you on a cellular level. And you just realize it ain't shit to lie about. This person is either going to accept me, they gonna want me, they not. That's why when Rodney, when you were saying earlier about the men, like I just have always been that way, and it deepens. I've always been this way, but it deepens after I chose to get divorced. Because I'm this way. You got to be this high to get on this ride. You got to act like this to get this pussy. I am very clear on who I am and what you got to do to get with me. And you either get it or you don't, and you want it or you don't. And I am okay if you don't take your ass to fucking that way or this way. But either way, you going to do what I want or you won't. Like I'm that person, right? Because I'm either willing to give you what you want to get with you, and you willing to give me what I want to get with me, or we ain't, and we can go our separate ways. Like it's really that simple. People overcomplicate things, but all it takes is basic communication. That's all I got to say. Sean said, fact. Naya said, I have put the message on the floor and they declined, but want to fuck with me while in a relationship. And it's up to us as women to say no, because men, women, nobody can cheat if they ain't got willing people, right? Tanya said a lot of
pause right here on this one.
Tanya said a lot of men are living like prisoners. Today's men are living off women, are dependent on them for shelter. And
there are. Let me tell you something. Do you know? I'm gonna tell you why she said this. We have a lot of friends that say they can't get divorced because they can't afford to get divorced. Well, bitch, you ain't married. You a prisoner. You ain't married. You a prisoner. You can't afford to leave. You a prisoner.
I'm sorry.
If you can't afford to leave, but you want to leave, you is in jail.
I don't care if I gotta sleep on somebody's couch or whatever I gotta do.
Listen,
if I gotta be out of that, I gotta be out of it.
But I'm just saying, but we know too many. We know too many people who, let me tell you, they're prisoners to their lifestyle. They're afraid of losing their lifestyle because guess what? They built their lifestyle based on their spouse and their income together. And they're afraid of living their lifestyle.
What's Evan Campbell say? Audi 5,000 bitches, peace. Okay? You either want it bad enough to go chase it for yourself and figure it out, or you don't. But nobody should hold you prisoner to something that is no longer working. Belle said, I'm proud of you, Cuzzo, for getting outside of your shell and doing more content. Hey, so shout out to Belle. That's actually my real life cousin. He is doing big things. If y'all ever need promo,
I'll follow him.
Yes, he is a dope ass person. Sean says, speak the truth, baby. Speak. Come on through, Sean. And ain't nothing worse than a volunteer.
Ooh, you better speak that shit, girl, right?
Because a lie don't care. Tell it long as it gets
told. Don't.
Naya said, yes, Tanya, facts. Naya Jackson, they be prisoners. These men want them lifestyle like bitches.
Yes.
Yeah, but keep in mind, it's only a few of those men. It's only a few
you
of
said the truth.
It's only a few of them, and the women are fighting over that same little few. That's why they can live from woman to woman.
Is too small. That's when you know your circle is too small. When you fighting over the same reject men, Your circle is entirely too small. Anytime I hear
Right.
women complaining about ain't no good men out there, I tell them, baby, your circle too small. Because there's too
Right.
many good men out there doing different things for you to sit here and complain about the no good men. Your circle too small. When I
Most
hear
men
men
are
say,
Oh,
single and
I like what she
childless.
said.
your circle too small. Same
Right.
thing for the men. When I hear men saying ain't no good women, baby, your circle too small. When you got time to sit here and talk to me about ain't no good women, your circle too small. Because there's
Right.
too many amazing women out there doing the damn thing for you to sit here and talk about the ain't shit women on your block and what they is and ain't doing. Suzette said, preach jazz. Naya said, I can't tell, baby, your circle is too small. Cause I promise you, my cousin just got on here. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. And I'm saying this from my heart and my soul. I love black men. And I'm not telling you you gotta date them. But my cousin was a good one. Okay. He's a good one. He's a young black man, educated, highly educated, highly intelligent, very, very smart, doing his damn thing, gainfully employed, single dad, and I'm giving you a shout out because I love you. But he's doing the damn thing, living his life, business owner, doing his damn thing. And I ain't saying you gotta go out there and chase him. Don't be chasing him. But I'm just using him as an example. Black man doing
His
his thing.
inbox finna jump.
Right, his inbox in the jump. But I'm just telling you, black man doing his thing out here, taking care of his kids, running his business, living his life, being an awesome black man. You understand? If you can tell me that it ain't enough black men out here that ain't doing good, your circle is too fucking small. And I'm not saying you gotta date black. I want you to date whatever makes sense for you. But if you
Right.
sitting here focused on what ain't good, your circle is too small. If you're telling me it ain't enough good women, your circle is too small. Because I know enough good women out here doing the damn thing. They out here working, baby, doing it, owning businesses,
Right.
making money on their job. They getting up every day going to work. They making it happen, cleaning their house, making their beds. They walking their dog, right? They getting up, eating healthy, going for walks, exercising. It's good people out here in this world. So if you're looking for something and you're not finding it, your circle is too small and you're surrounding yourself with the wrong people. And that means it's time for you to take a look at what you're surrounding yourself with and ask yourself why you keep meeting the same type of people. There's something
That
in your
part.
internal guidance system that is keeping you attracting the same people. And I'm not talking about one person or the other. I'm saying in general.
In general,
Naya
because
said,
they
hey,
have the
cousin.
same traits.
Naya
If
said,
they
hey,
have
cousin.
the same traits,
They have the same traits.
if they
Then
have the
your
same
circle
traits,
is too small.
if you keep meeting the same women or men with the same with
They're
different
doing,
faces,
you're doing
then
too much
it's
and you're not doing
you.
enough at the
It's
same time.
you.
It's you.
It's you.
You're the problem. You got to get out of your circle. You got to get out of your circle. You got to try different places. You got to go different spaces. You got to meet different people because there's so many amazing. Let me tell y'all something. The black man, let me tell y'all something. I ain't no poet like Gypsy, so I ain't got the words like she got them. But the black man, baby, the black man cannot be touched. The black man cannot be replicated. There's nothing, no one that can
Right.
touch the black man. You understand what I'm saying?
You
They are
got me
essential
popping
as a
my collar.
species. You better pop your collar, baby. The black
Pop
man is
it.
essential
Pop
as a
your collar
species
too,
that
Sean.
Yeah, pop
Pop.
cannot
your
be
collar, Sean. Pop
replicated.
that collar.
You
I ain't got no
understand?
collar.
You better pop that shirt then, boo, because the black man is a species that cannot be replicated. We thank you, one black man. Listen, the black man is so amazing. You
Mhm.
cannot touch the greatness of a black man, cannot be replicated. Y'all are amazing, cannot be duplicated. Okay. So if you have not found the one for you, that's okay, sis. That's okay, boo, wherever you are. That just means your circle is too small. You need to expand
Expand your
your
circle.
circle, whether
And it
it be
start by getting
online.
good quality pictures. Come to your
Come
boy,
to
Rodney
Rodney,
Williams.
baby,
Yep.
because he
Go
be
to
doing the
Ron.
damn
Get your
thing.
pictures.
Listen,
Hey,
if you in the Birmingham area, get with Rodney for your pictures. When we do the outro, his information is in there, but you can always message us and get his information as well because he's a phenomenal photographer here in the Birmingham and surrounding areas, and he does travel. I'm giving him some shout outs because he did my headshots as well. But let me tell you something. Again, real talk. The black man, unfucking touchable, unmatchable, unmotherfucking beatable. So if you ain't met the right one, it's only because it's time to expand your circle. If you want to date outside to somebody else, I ain't got no shade for you, baby. Date, where your heart leads you.
And just because if you had one and it wasn't the right one, it just wasn't the right one for you.
Just wasn't the right one. Maybe it wasn't the right season. Maybe it was the season for you to work on yourself. But there are so
Right.
many good men. They men out here that's paying bills. It's men out here that buying cars. It's men out here buying houses. It's men out here washing cars, gassing up, cutting grass. Okay, they will walk your motherfucking dog.
There's men out here cooking.
Let me tell y'all something. Let me just get deep with this thing for a minute. Let me tell y'all something. Get you a man that wants you, baby. He will cut your grass with a motherfucking pair of scissors and
That part.
Okay, let me tell y'all something. Because when a man love you, he gonna do what it take to please you. And I'm not talking about him being no simp or no punk, but love makes you do things that pleases the person you're with, man or woman. So
right.
if you're not finding what you want, it simply means you in the wrong circles. Suzanne, get your ass out the fishbowl and jump into the next one in, boo. You ain't got to be in no big circle. You just got to get into the next one. It ain't about
Right.
stretching yourself too far, but sometimes we got to get out of the circle that we know into the next one to meet the person that we're with. Parting hair grease, parting hair, greasing hair, taking care of sickness and health. Baby, let me tell you, the person that want you won't have excuses. They will figure out how to do. So if they not doing, they just ain't it, boo. They just ain't it. Because there are amazing Black men and Black women. And again, if you call to date outside the circle, no judgment from me, baby. Go where your heart leads you. But if you want you a beautiful Black man specimen, they out there. And there's plenty of good ones. Don't believe the bullshit. Don't believe the motherfucking hype. There's plenty of Black men out here that are good men, honorable men, respectable men. Okay? Don't believe the bullshit. If you want one, they out there. They out there. That's all I got
They
to say.
might be younger, but they out there.
Hey.
Just make sure they legal. Don't R. Kelly them.
Make sure they legal. And there's plenty of Black women too. That's all I got to say. Audi 5000 PNC, as Tevin Campbell said. I'm gonna kick it to y'all. What y'all got? Because we've been talking too damn long, and I'm getting sleepy. We got to motherfucking go. What y'all got?
We about to go, boo.
That's right, Sean. What y'all got to say? What y'all got to say?
Well, I know I'm gonna say this right here. I know we in the state of Alabama. Everybody, we down here in Alabama, and it is the Magic City Classic week coming right now. Magic City Classic, as we watch the Alabama State University get drugged across the field by the Alabama A&M University. They go whoop Hornets all over the field all day Saturday. And as soon as I leave here, I'm headed to the concert. Old man finna get in the streets.
Okay.
I'm finna get in the streets, baby.
Go find him something, y'all. Y'all better be ready.
Y'all want me to close out with a poem?
Sean, what? Hold on one second, Gypsy. Sean, what you got? What you got?
Oh, I was just saying, hey, people, like from everything that Jay said, expand your horizon, step out your circle, step out your comfort zone. That's it.
Hey, Gypsy, take us away.
All right, lady sung the blues. A woman on a mission, long before the commission of the civil rights movement. She talked of rights through music. 16 years before Rosa dared not to move, Billie Holiday told of strange fruit, of the lynched Black man in the poplar tree. 25 years before Martin ever had a dream. See, a movement was foretold in 39, trickled out in 12 short lines. And that night that lady sung the blues, little shit did she know, she became a muse, a source of inspiration of sorts against all of the wrongs and torts. She said what others wouldn't dare to allow. She said what others, her disdain, she avowed to the crowd. And she was at the start of the movement that hadn't even begun. But the shadow it cast couldn't be outrun. See, talking of Billie Folks rarely know of her controversial ebb and flow. See, they speak of pennies from heaven and all sorts of stormy weather. Jeepers creepers, we remember well. But see, Billy had 1,000 stories to tell, 1,000 songs left to sing, 1,000 ways to say, swing, brother, swing. And who can forget that a kiss is still a kiss? See, I love that she spent time laughing at life. And when she sang, you couldn't really see her strife. All you heard was how she embraced you as she told of an embraceable you. She asked that God bless the child, and for a while, the world smiled. She will forever be remembered as lady that sang the blues. But me, well, I just can't forget how she sang of strange fruit. Y'all better look it up if y'all don't know about strange fruit.
Strange fruit.
Baby, I'm from Birmingham. We I know about strange fruit.
All right, then with that, before we close it
Oh,
down,
wait.
guys, I just want to give this final reminder that the election is in 13 days. I'm not going to tell you how to vote because you're grown, and I'm going to
I
respect
will.
but I will
Vote Harris.
but I will tell you the election is in 13 days on November 5th. So I am offering this reminder that if you don't like what's happening, then your vote does matter, and that's your opportunity to speak up and create change. Use your power, guys. Speak up and take action, and make sure that you get out there to the voting polls and vote. It is in 13 days on November 5th. So make sure that you know where your voting poll location is. Make sure that you've already secured your ride if you cannot drive. If you're driving, make sure that you've already planned your route so that you have a planned accordingly for your work schedule and whatever else may be going on, and get to the polls in 13 days on November 5th. With that, I love you all. Thank you for being a part of this show. Yeah.
And just one more thing on that election note. Please make sure you find yourself educated on your local elections, because while we're all talking about this presidential election, the local elections is what affects where you live. And that is what affects all the laws that you have to adhere to. So, you know.
And your local elections are happening throughout the year with your sheriff departments, with your local judge seats, your county seats, your county commissioners, your mayor, your governor, and all the things that are taking place in your local city and your local state on a legislative level all the time. So please educate yourself. But again, the poll is the vote is happening on November 5th in 13 days. The presidential election.
We'll talk a little bit more about it next week.
Yes, please make sure that you get out and vote. Thank you for joining us tonight. Make sure that you like this video. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel. Make sure that you share this video. Please help us spread the word and continue to grow our channel, guys. We do appreciate you. Thank you for being a part of our SIP family. Mwah! We will see you all next week, guys. And we are out.